Greetings. This video is for This Is My Homeschool, and this is in response to your video where you mentioned that you would be educating a preschooler who was diagnosed with autism. I wanted to share with you some resources that I found on Teachers Pay Teachers that I use for my son for his speech therapy. Her name is Sasha Halligan, and she also has a website, www.autismhelper.com, and she's also right here on YouTube under the name Sasha Marie, where she gives tutorials on how to utilize the various resources that she's created. And most of them are geared towards overall special education, autism, speech therapy, and things of that nature for children who are verbal, who are nonverbal. These two resources here can be used for any preschooler, though I got them for my son just so that we could talk more. I can get him to work on his sound isolation and things of that nature. So what I have here is an activity called What, How Many, and What Color. And you can assemble this in a variety of ways. I assembled it the way she did on her video, but you can easily use like a binder, and you don't have to laminate. You can use protective sleeves, the clear protective sleeves, which is what she actually did in her video. And what I did was I double-sided everything, laminated it, and this is the page that I use to keep all of the interactive pieces together. And while he's working on the activities, this page will always be there, so he can easily access everything. So in this activity, they would look at each group of objects, and they would have to answer what it is, how many of that object there is, and what color it is. So here we have apples. You would say, what is this? They would say apples. They would go to the pieces. You find apples. How many? There are 8. And what color are the apples? The apples are red. So they would go to each one of these boxes and count and classify what each object is until they're finished. And this easily stores away. And again, if you can't assemble it the way she did, you can easily use a binder. You can actually cut them up into individual cards if you'd like. There's many different ways you can put this together. And it was $4.50 for the download. This activity right here is called How Do You Do It? And this is basically working with sequence and going through the different steps to execute all the day-to-day activities that we do. And I assemble this one again the same way, adding all the pieces here. And basically, for the first one, it's I want to make a sandwich. How do you do it? You can engage or initiate the conversation and have them tell you step by step. You can have the pieces lined out for them to make it easier. There was also actually a separate printable where you can put the pieces on the card in front of them just to help and guide them if this was confusing for them. So there's actually a separate piece printed out, but I didn't print that piece out. And you can, just like I said, line it, put it right in front of them, and they would just put it in order. So for I want to make a sandwich. How do I do it? You would get the bread. You would get the bread, put on the lunch meat, and then clean up the mess. And they would put all that here. And these are all the different things. And these are everyday things that children do or that they see every day. Okay? And then you would just continue to do it until they complete the entire thing. And most of her resources are like this. They are interactive, and they encourage the children to think, to speak, to express their thoughts. And it's very simple. Doesn't require too much ink to print out if you are concerned about ink conservation. It wasn't too bad on the ink cartridges. And again, I'm not sure of her Teachers Pay Teachers link, but if you go on the website, look up Sasha Halligan, Hallagan. I'm going to double check that online and make sure that's the correct spelling and put it in the description box. And you can also check her here on YouTube under Sasha Marie, Marie. So I hope that this helps, and she has some resources that you can use. And I just want to commend you for the great job that you are doing. Peace.